going on, everybody? Good morning. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
Welcome to Let's Talk Movies, our 67th episode. I'm going to be straight up with you. We weren't sure what we wanted to talk about this morning. We really weren't. It was until late last night. I had seen a few people the last couple of days, and really this is kind of a big conversation about how Halloween ends should end. So, I mean, what's the obvious thing you do when you don't know what to talk about? You talk about Halloween, because duh.
Sure,
Works. So, for our 67th episode, we are discussing which legacy character should be the one to put Michael Myers in the ground. Which one should be the one to finally kill the shape in Halloween Ends, in the final installment of David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. And there's three questions that we really want to address this morning. Number one, should he die? Because there's a lot of people that think Michael should not die, that Michael should be the one that comes out on top. So should Michael Myers die in Halloween Ends? The second question, if he is going to die, which legacy character should be the one to actually dispose of him? That makes you sound like you're in like an old like Godfather-esque mob movie. And then if you are going to kill the shape, if you are going to kill the shape, how do you do it? Because there's a million different ways that you could take him out. But I mean, how do you do it in a way that's unique and different to not only this story, but to the franchise? Because I mean, we've seen him killed, quote unquote, air quotes, in so many different ways, including decapitation. We've seen him burn 2 or 3 times. I mean, we've seen him blown up. We've seen him shot and stabbed and everything in between. So it's like, what do you do? The wood chipper is a nice option as well. So, Miguel, happy April 2nd. It is not April Fool's anymore. Happy April 2nd, buddy. How are you?
Doing good, man. So, obviously, we're going to talk about a lot of shit that a lot of people are asking the questions of in regards to Halloween. And what's great about it, bro, by the way, like, did any of y'all get April Fool's joke? Like, any of y'all got fooled yesterday? Because a lot of people got fooled with that whole Halloween thing.
I work in Mike. Yeah. I saw that go around a few places. There was a picture, if you don't know what Miguel's referring to, on Twitter, and it was on Facebook and a few different places, and it looked pretty good. It was a black and white picture, kind of like somebody pulled one of these guys and like just took a sneak picture, and it said Halloween Ends, written by David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, John Carpenter, and it had, like revised April whatever, or excuse me, March like 24th or something like that. And it had like, Trancas, Blumhouse, Universal Studios, and just all that stuff. And it was like, if you want to read the leaked script or part of the leaked script, click on or go in the comments. And you went in the comments, and it was like, F you. Yeah. So that kind of got a lot of people. So I work in a school, so I was pranked all day.
Oh yeah,
from the time I got there till the time I left, but that's okay. It's fine. I had a student look at me, and he was like, "Hey, look over there." And I looked over. He was like, "April Fool's." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" Our friend the Oct is in the chat. 195 days until Halloween Ends. That just means we have 195 days to talk about Halloween Ends.
Is there really 195 days till fucking Halloween?
We got some time.
Oh, holy shit, dog! This year's just kind of gonna be flying by.
It is. The Oct, who should kill Michael? Obvious 3 acceptable choices are Laurie, Allison, and Hawkins. Well, they are 3 of the choices that we are going to discuss today. So, Miguel, let's hop in. Might not be a super long episode because it's pretty straightforward and to the point with the questions and kind of to be fair, there's only a certain number of people that could potentially do it. You know what I mean? He killed off a lot of people. Like you could have said it could be Tommy. Nope. Could have said it could be Marion. Nope. Could have said it could be Sartain. Nope. Like, he's killed off pretty much everybody that it would make sense to do it. You know what I mean? So there's really only a few options. By the way, if you are watching with us, whether you're watching after the fact, whether you're watching right now, please be sure to leave this video a like and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Talk the Movies. Even if you're watching after the fact, we want to hear your thoughts. So please be sure to leave us a comment, tweet at us, all of that stuff. The Oct also says outside the box options, Ben Tramer and Lindsay Wallace. Well, we'll talk about Lindsay a little bit too, because there's a little bit of discussion to be had there. So Miguel, first question, I'm going to let you answer first. Should Michael die in Halloween Ends? Should this trilogy end with his death?
I don't know. What does the contract say?
The question is that clause still there from Mustafa Akkad's clause where he
he blatantly said Michael Myers cannot die. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's honestly the ultimate question right there. If we know that contract, if that clause is still in the contract, then yeah, Michael's not going to die. That being said, I think the way that contract works is Michael Myers can die in this movie, but obviously he has to come back for the next one if they're going to make a next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's usually how it works. And if I'm being honest, I really don't want to see this moment. Chun chun. Like that's getting old.
Like a resurrection type deal. Here's the thing though. I don't think, I feel like if you're gonna kill him, you have to actually kill him. Like there needs to be like beyond a reasonable doubt. There needs to be like, nope, he died. It's over. Michael died. Like that is it. And I really like Dave McCrae's idea. If you guys listen to Dave McCrae at all, and his sequel concept video for Halloween 2018 before Kills and Ends were announced, he said that in his sequel, in his mind, Michael and Laurie both kill each other. That's a great listen, by the way. Michael and Laurie both kill each other, and at the end, it ends and it's just the vacant Myers house lot, and Allison survives, Tommy survives, but Laurie has died with Michael. And at the end, you cut to black, and you just hear Loomis from the TV cut of the original Halloween say, "You've fooled them, haven't you, Michael? But not me. Not me." And then it cuts to black, or whatever he says. Because then, like, obviously, like, you watched him die, he's dead, but at the same time, as an audience member, that makes you kind of like, wait, what? Like, what? Hold on, wait. Like, is he gone? Like, is he? What does that mean? You know what I mean? And then you never do another sequel, of course.
Obviously, it would be revived, but
right.
The thought of that is hella interesting to me, and I like the fact that you introduced Donald Pleasance back into it. Because let's be honest, guys, we all miss Donald Pleasance.
We do. We really do, man. For me, I do think he should die. I think this should be the final film in the 1978 timeline. And it's nothing new. I've said that before. I feel like, I mean, what are we going to do? If he doesn't die here, if Michael just walks off into the woods at the end of Halloween Ends, if he just leaves, like he kills Laurie, his mission's accomplished. Well, it's not really his mission, which we established in Halloween Kills, but you know what I'm saying. He gets his revenge on Haddonfield. He does whatever he's trying to do. Although I don't think it's that. I think especially what they explored in Halloween Kills with like the whole, he just wants to sit and stare out his window for God knows how long. I think there's more to it. I don't think there's a point where he'll be like, okay, I'm satisfied. I got my revenge. I'm done. Like, I don't think he's ever done. I think it's just like, it's like all he knows how to do. You know what I mean? It's all he knows. He knows to stare out that window, and if anybody walks in the house, just kill them. That's basically his mission.
Yeah,
they could just do that. They could just leave him standing at the window for the rest of everybody's lives.
That'd be kind of sus.
The cops, he won't bother anybody, but it's really creepy. He's watching my kids. He won't bother anybody. Just leave him alone.
Just don't go in the house, man. But then obviously there'd be some kids that would be like, let's toy with them. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Now you got a rampaging bull out in the town again. It's like, bro, what the fuck? I don't know. So what was I going to say? It would make sense for Michael just to survive, and he only comes out like during Halloween just to fuck shit up.
Right.
I can see that.
Well, I don't know. I do think he should die. I think Because what are you going to do? Even if you don't kill him off, he's going to be 75 and still kicking ass? Like, really? Like, how he's already 64, 65 and Halloween Ends? Like,
yeah, and how long
much
is his time
older?
jump?
How much older are you going to go before he's like, hello, you know what I mean? Before he's like, he's got a walker and a cane going down the street, like a knife in one hand and a cane in the other hand, like trying to, so I don't know. I feel like there has to be a limit to this story. Like, it can't just go on and on and on and on and on forever, because it doesn't make sense. Also, and as much as I love Andy Matichak, that it's nothing against Andy Matichak at all, and I love Allison, but do we I've seen a lot of people that are like, no, Allison should get her own spinoff where, Michael kills Laurie, but they never found his body, and now she's the one that's like taking the torch, and she's kind of on this like hellbent mission, like a Loomis character, to take him down and to find, like, it's like, do we really want that though? Like, do we really want Allison to be the new Loomis character?
Yeah, she's supposed to go to Mexico, dog. Like, the fuck, I know, right? Dude? She's supposed to be in Mexico.
Dude, that's how Halloween Ends is gonna open. It's gonna be Laurie and Allison like sitting on the couch, and Laurie's gonna be like, "You should have went to Mexico when I told you to."
Yeah. No, I can see it at the end, kind of like a Shawshank, where like Allison is just like, chilling in the fucking beach of Mexico, and all of a sudden, Laurie just peers out because Allison thought Michael killed Laurie and they both died, but then like Allison's over here like just chilling at the beach, and there's Laurie walking back, and she's so excited, but at the same time she's like really scared too, because if Laurie survived, then maybe Michael survived. And guess what? Michael in Mexico. No, I'm kidding.
I was commenting on Dave's stream yesterday, and they were just kind of being funny. Frank from The Slaughtered Lamb and a couple other people, and I was like, I think Michael Byers should move to Bora Bora and just wear a Speedo and the mask and just sit on the beach and eat like expensive seafood and drink pina coladas on a beach.
Bro, do you know how fucking decrepit this man would look in a fucking Speedo?
Has stab wounds and gunshots and burns all over his body. He just
just sitting there.
Sir, can I get you some more shrimp?
I love how we both looked at each other.
Oh man. Let's see. The sheriff. Oh, Sheriff Barker should not be the one to kill. Sheriff Barker needs to die. I'm sorry. He should.
Didn't Sheriff Barker did die?
No, remember the last time we saw Sheriff Barker was when you made the entire movie theater pee their pants. When you said he's not getting reelected. If you don't know, when we went to see Halloween Kills, the theater was dead. It was after the whole Tivoli moment where the mob freaking killed the wrong person, or made, you know what I mean? Not directly, but indirectly killed the wrong person. And Barker goes and takes his hat off, and he's sitting on the stairs, and he's like, he pulls a Loomis when Ben Tramer dies, and he's like, and he just, his face just sinks. And Miguel, the movie theater is dead silent, and Miguel goes, well, shit, he's not getting reelected. And the entire theater, it was a packed theater. It was like the night after opening, and it erupted. Like, he made the entire theater laugh. And that was like one of the coolest moments of my life. It was awesome.
We all live for those moments. But I'm curious. So cool. So the time jump is how far? Like, is it like a couple of years?
4 years, I believe.
4 years? Dude, that's someone's entire high school career. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I think let's be honest.
We did an episode about that. I'm pretty sure it's for, yes, because it takes place in present day, because 2018 and Kills took place in 2018, and Ends takes place like Ends will take place this Halloween. Like, Ends is set to take place in October of 2022.
Oh, okay, I got
because it's after the pandemic and all of that, I don't think COVID's gonna I don't think he's gonna die of. How about that? What if Michael died of COVID?
Fuck you. Hell no. The CDC would be like, would be like, even supernatural people are susceptible to COVID.
He'd be on a poster.
Yeah, right.
He would end up on a poster, like
he'd be wearing his Michael Myers mask, all tore up as shit, and also be wearing an N95 as well. It's like, bro, wait, what?
What's the mask gonna look like in Halloween Ends?
in 95.
It'll be an N95 over the Myers mask.
There you go.
Over the burned up. It'll be like the old decrepit burned up Myers mask, and it's just like.
Yep, I could totally see that.
So that's kind of our thoughts. I think he should die. I think this should be the end of the 1978 timeline. I think we can't keep pulling from that forever. Now, remake it. Like, please remake it. Do Halloween 3. Do more fan film sequels to Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 and Halloween 6, and just do all of that kind of stuff. But I think this should be the final film in the 1978 timeline. And honestly, I think it makes sense that Jamie Lee Curtis only would have returned if she would have been like, this has got to end it. Like, I'm not going to keep playing Laurie Strode forever. And she sounds pretty.
How do you think they like?
You're not going to pull a Resurrection.
Yeah, like how do they convince her of that? Because after Resurrection, I would be done with that shit. Because you can see how done she is.
Well,
during Resurrection, like I wonder like what it was. Don't you dare tell me it was that, because
no, I mean I think enough with Activia. That, but
bro, Activia is literally clearing her fucking bank statements right now, dog. Like, she'd be aight without Michael Myers.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Jamie Lee Curtis, that little dog she brought out because she did the Betty White in memoriam at the Oscars, and she brought that little dog named Mac and Cheese out. Bro, John Travolta adopted the dog. Him and his son adopted Mac and Cheese, the little the puppy because she was trying to make the point she was doing the whole thank you for being a friend moment, like the Betty White tribute.
Thank you for being a friend. This right here. That's a Golden Girl fan right there, man. I'm just saying that right now, guys.
This is coming from a guy who actually does have an entire shelf of Golden Girls memorabilia, but that's besides the point.
He ain't trying to impress anybody anymore. You married, dog. Just show out.
I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm proud that I like the Golden Girls. It's a nostalgic thing because I used to watch it with my grandmother. So that's why if you think it's weird, that's why. Fun of it. Also, the Golden Girls is funny. Like, I don't care if you think it's like a woman thing. It's fun. Like, it's a funny show. It really is.
I believe it.
What were we even? I don't know what we were talking about.
John Travolta adopted a dog.
Yeah. But she was trying to make the point, like, if you really want to, respect Betty White, and if you really want to honor her, go adopt a dog or a cat. Because she was so big into animal rights and stuff. So that was just, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. But yes,
big in animal rights, bro. Betty White was big in everything. She's been around for everything. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, but she was a
corner
huge,
her into like.
She was a huge animal rights activist, though.
She was also a huge anything. I don't know what to tell you. Like almost anything.
She was just
Betty White.
Herself was just huge.
Yeah. You think of any type of thing in this world, any type of topic, I'm pretty sure Betty White has like some sort of connection or opinion of it because she's been around for so long.
Yeah. So that's kind of the first question. Thank you guys for moving in the chat. Let's see. How do you guys rank who should kill Michael? We're actually about to get to that in just a second. So hang tight. The Oct says he has it as 1 Laurie, 2 Allison, 3 Hawkins. I could agree with that. Dwayne Knight, what's going on, man? He says, great show. Thank you, Dwayne. We appreciate that a whole lot. Dwayne. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Andy Phantom, what's going on, buddy? He says, word up, boys. Yeah, after the slap on Oscar night, I missed most of what the hell happened. Yeah, that kind of really just tainted the entire rest of the entire.
I know. Evening. Samuel Jackson got his first Oscar ever.
Did he? What?
His very first Oscar. Yeah.
For what? We went through the Oscar.
It's an honorary. It was the honorary Oscar award.
Oh, okay.
To commemorate him. Jackie Chan got it too. It's an Oscar, dude. Don't.
Okay. I mean, okay. I'm not.
I got his first Oscar, and
we literally on the last episode
to Samuel L. Jackson.
I didn't know that. That was pretty cool. I must have missed that.
Yeah, we all missed it.
Because I was about to say we literally went through all the Oscar winners, like on the last episode about the Oscars. So
that's what sucked so much about his award was the fact that it wasn't even at the actual Oscars. It was at the pre-Oscars.
By the way,
or whatever. It was at some side event.
Did you see Will Smith resign from the Academy?
I didn't know you even sign up for the Academy. I saw that and I was like, how do you even sign up for the Academy?
I think that if you are a member of the...
Yeah, I was like, bro, what is that?
The Harry Potter thing. I think if you are a member of the Academy, that's who can vote on the films and who can vote on who wins best what. You know what I mean? I think, I'm not 100% positive, but I think the actors are the ones who vote. Like, members of the Academy are the ones who vote on it. Do you not like that?
That's a terrible idea, guys. The fuck?
Actors vote on actors. That's basically what I think. That's kind of what it is.
That's borderline like politics. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, he resigned so he can't vote or attend future Oscars.
That's how people get Oscars?
I guess.
The fuck, dog?
I don't know.
Hell no. Bro, if we paid so much money to watch these movies, if most of the revenue comes from us, we should be the one to vote for it. No taxation without representation, bitch. Revolution.
Indie Phantom, did you guys finish answering who should kill Myers? No, but while we're on that topic, let's do it. So the second question of the morning, I almost said of the evening, but it's literally 10:40 in the morning. If they are going to kill Michael Myers, which legacy character should be the one to do it? That's the second question of the morning. So I think what we're gonna do, I guess it's not necessarily a ranking. I think it's just there. Really, for me, there's four really acceptable answers, and some are more acceptable than others. Do you want to go least likely to most likely? I don't think it really matters.
No, it really doesn't.
Let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the obvious. So the main, if you're going to have a legacy character to actually kill him, like actually Michael Myers dies, I think the obvious answer is to have Laurie Strode do it. Because from an audience perspective, not only is Laurie Strode the legacy, I mean, Laurie Strode is as big of a character as Michael Myers is. I mean, that's also pretty bad.
Yeah, she's damn near dressing up like Michael Myers. The fuck?
That was at the end of Kills when she's walking out of the hospital.
I know, right? She kind of looks like Michael Myers right here, dog. Like, what the
fuck? That's how she.
Because you know how the monsters
the beast,
are.
You must become the beast.
Yeah, do you know how the monsters are? I swear to God, if you put them side by side, it'd look like a monster's like a family photo.
Yeah. I think from an audience perspective,
that's what Rob Zombie's gonna be doing, dude. The Monsters isn't about Frankenstein. It's about Michael Myers, Laurie, Allison, and Hawkins. Yeah,
the Monster
family.
The Monsters is actually just a ruse to get him back into the Halloween franchise. He's gonna get like he'll be sitting on his couch and his phone's gonna ring and he's just gonna go and pick it up and he's gonna be like
twiddling his nappy ass hair.
Yeah, he'll be sitting there twiddling his hair. He'll be like, "I've been waiting for you," and it's somebody from Universal Studios. Yeah, Rob, we really want you to come back and do your Halloween 3. I know you do. I've been waiting, plotting. I'm gonna drop as many F-bombs as there's ever been in a movie this time. It'll make people puke. No. Yeah, I don't know. But I think because she is like the franchise, other than Michael, she is the face of the franchise. So from that perspective, even though none of the other versions of Laurie from H2 and from the Thorn trilogy, even though she wasn't really in it, she was a character, but she wasn't in the Thorn trilogy. And from H2O and Resurrection, even though those versions of the character are not a part of this timeline, this is still kind of celebrating 45 years of Laurie Strode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think she is the obvious one. Plus, she has the most. She has the stakes in it. Like, she has the high. Honestly, the only other person that has even close stakes to what Laurie has in the whole battle with Michael is Hawkins. And we really didn't even know that until, like, in Halloween 2018, we got, God, that's an awful picture, by the way. If you're watching with us, that's somebody's neck. That's from when the bus crashes in Halloween 2018, and Hawkins is just finding bodies like stacked all over the place.
Oh shit, and that is a neck. Holy
yeah,
fuck,
that's
dog.
Somebody's neck like broken back.
Just You're broken the one that like puts it on YouTube right now.
But Hawkins is arguable. Well, I don't know. Allison's got some. He killed both of her parents within 8 hours of each other.
Look, dog. Lori, did I say Lockings?
Lockins.
That's a couple name. That's a couple name
well,
right there.
Listen, if they're gonna be a couple in kills or in ends, who knows? That maybe that's
Lockings.
like how we have
Lockings.
Daryl Dixon and Carol Peltier in the Walking Dead. They do they spell it Carol, but like it's like Karyl, Carol, like
there
Carol and Daryl together. It's gonna be Lockins.
Lockins. I was gonna say, both Lori and Hawkins are the ones that has the longest standing history with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did Allison lose her parents and her little boy toy? Yeah, sure.
I forgot.
Yeah. The cross-dressing boyfriend.
I forgot about Cameron.
Yeah, he got his shit rocked too. So I mean, yeah, that sucks.
Oh crap.
But let's just say, dog, it's just like who has the longest? Why are you laughing at that?
Because I completely forgot that she lost Cameron too. I was only thinking about her dad and her mom. I didn't even think about.
Yeah,
Cameron.
Dude, Cameron got.
That's really bad.
Man. Yeah,
that's bad that I didn't.
Right in front of her eyes, too.
Cameron's death was awful.
Yeah, that was the worst one I've seen in a while, dude.
Oh man. Thank you guys for moving to the chat. Josh M, what's going on, buddy? He says got off work, 13 hours no sleep, but had to watch. Thanks, man.
Thanks buddy.
Man. Your lack of sleep is being made up right now by hanging out with us.
Man.
Right
Same here, champ.
And you got to go to work. Yeah. I get the next week off, and I'm so happy.
Yeah. Happy.
Andy Phantom posted a good question. Can one character do it? It seems like everybody tried in the last film.
Like everybody tried by themselves to kill Michael Myers and it failed. That's 100%.
Well, even in the payback scene when the mob scene when they all cornered him. Listen, if that old lady with the iron can't do it, nobody can.
Bro, again, real quick, dog. Is Haddonfield, Illinois just like really strict on gun laws? Because there's only one guy with a handgun.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Right. It's a small town in Illinois. There is no way people don't have guns.
I could find like 5 people down my block that probably own like 12 guns. Like, bro, you mean to tell me everyone had a, and that lady carried an iron? That woman probably knew someone who had a gun, and she said, remember, no.
Wait, why don't you take this pump shotgun? No. She's like the old what's the maid's name in Family Guy? No.
Consuela. There you go. Yeah.
I only use Lemon Pledge. He's funny. I like that character.
But all I'm saying, dude, is the fact that like, bro, like if the lady was like, I'm too scared to take my shotgun, it's like, bro, the police are gonna be there too to fuck him up. Like, keep going. Like, get what you can.
Yeah. But, dude, do you remember the Facebook page? Somebody made a Facebook page and it was literally the picture of the mob all standing there around him, and it was her like this, like with the iron in one hand and just a fist in the other hand, like you're gonna go like that double pow action, like it's an old Batman cartoon. But it was a Facebook group, and it was literally like that one lady who brought an iron to fight Michael Myers.
There is a Facebook group. I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But yeah, bro. In this next movie, we got to get rid of all the blunt force tools that we use to try to kill Michael, dog. Just start carrying guns, dog.
I agree. I don't know, man. I think it goes back to fate. Like in my own brain, I kind of justify it as like the reason Lori couldn't do it and the reason the mob couldn't do it was because like, and this is going to sound really cliche, and you're Miguel, you're probably going to roll your eyes at me, but like the mob couldn't do it because they weren't the ones who were supposed to do it. Lori, the first time when she burned her house and trapped him in the basement didn't work because Lori is supposed to be in there with him. Like that's her fate, is to die killing Michael. Like, I know.
So why doesn't she just voodoo herself and just be like, all right, done?
Voodooed herself?
I don't know. It kind of seems like that, doesn't it? It's like anytime Michael feels pain, she feels pain or whatever. I don't know.
Could you
could you imagine
the scene where they're beating the crap out of him at the end and they're hitting him and they're punching him and she's getting stabbed and then he gets shots? Could you imagine Lori's in the hospital and she's just like, yeah, she's just like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just starting to feel, and she just starts like getting shot and whatever. That would be funny. That'd be hysterical. It's like the doll, like little like voodoo thing where you put like a pin in and like the person actually feels like pain, you know?
Exactly, dog. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let's see. The Ox says Lori is the safest and most logical option. I agree. I think with Lori, you have to think like there's not only. So think about the original film. I mean, she lost both of her best friends. She had the trauma of like what happened in the original to begin with. She's had 40 years of, as Karen says, neuroses and whatever else Karen is listing that it's caused her. That like she's had 40 years of being locked up in her house, and she's
stuff. Yeah, sure.
She's the weird cat lady that everybody talks about up the street. You know what I mean? Like, not that she actually has cats, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like that stereotypical, like,
she ain't got cats, she got gags.
Like she's got Glocks.
That's what she's Glocks.
Got. Like she's the house that the kids all go by and they're like, Laurie Strode lives there. Like she's the weird old lady up the street. You know what I mean?
She's the one standing by the window staring at people.
Yeah, like she's become that person. And like the doomsday prepper people that you know what I mean, that she's got canned food, and which I didn't understand that. Why she got all her canned food and stuff in her basement if she knew she was going to burn her house down?
Plot holes. Oh wait, that's not what a plot hole is. Never mind. I only say that because someone ripped me apart for not knowing what a plot hole was.
You just made me choke. Oh man! Listen, every once in a while we get a comment that just rips Miguel, and it's always him.
Oh my god!
Oh, you just made me choke. Somebody
shit.
ripped him apart for not knowing what a plot hole. Like it was just it. When you're talking, you don't. I don't know.
I just really don't know what the fuck I'm saying. The fuck I don't know. So.
Oh my god, that's funny. That was really funny.
What was the plot hole? Not plot hole.
I don't even know.
I was talking about?
I don't even. Oh, Lori, because she had all her canned food and her guns and stuff in her bag.
Okay. I got you.
Oh man, Josh M says, "Haha, love the show. Thanks, man.
Thank you,
we
man.
love that you love it, and that makes us super happy, man. We're honored for that. That's awesome." Lori has lost her friends and her daughter, but Allison lost her mom, dad, boyfriend, and friends. That's true. You make a compelling argument.
Yeah, but that friend was a simp, dog. The fuck, she wasn't too upset about that.
He was kind of a creep. He was very like, he didn't even try to like, just slowly initiate moves. He was just very like,
I kiss you now.
Let me grab you. Like, you know what I mean? He just kind of like close, because she even said, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Oscar? What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he was just like,
but yeah, I guess she lost her all, like most of her friends, or like
she did.
her clique, her breakfast club.
So that's kind of Lori's angle. Lori is more, again, the trauma that she's almost built up in her head, because obviously there is trauma from 1978, and now there's additional trauma because of everything that's happened in Halloween Kills, which was just a mess between the mob and it was that's an absolute mess. Plus she has now lost Karen, but she shares that with Allison, because as you all said,
that is the dullest fucking knife I've ever seen. That is, you could tell that's a prop knife. Can you tell? You see how thick that knife is?
Yeah, it really does look.
It's like 3 inches thick, dude. That's
in the movie you can't tell, but it's moving between him walking down the stairs and her trying to stand up with her broken ankle. Like, yeah,
that shit. But nonetheless,
but between losing, not only has she had to always deal with Lori being kind of weird and reserved and damaged her entire life, but now she's got to deal with Ray is dead. Her father is dead. Her mother is now dead. And you know what the sad thing about Allison is all of these people have died. Oscar, her mom, her dad. Oscar, her mom, her dad. Her
boyfriend,
her boyfriend's dad. Like, all of these people have died within like 12 hours of each other.
Yeah,
like that's pretty sad. Like, that's a lot. I mean, and you know, we know that, like, you know, Malek Akkad has said Halloween Ends is going to be more of a contained movie. It's going to be more intimate. There's a doctor, I forget what his name is, somebody who's been cast in a role, like, and depression is going to play a role, and mental health is supposed to play a role. And I mean, like, let's be real, Allison's mental health is not going to be great in this movie. I'm not expecting it to be, because of what she's lost so quickly. Laurie was different. Laurie has had to deal with this, and this is stewed in Laurie's brain for the last 40 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is all basically just hitting Allison like a ton of bricks. And she's got, you know what I mean? She wasn't prepared for that. But again, she shares that same, like, inner strength, like kind of the same thing that Laurie had in the original, where, you know, she is kind of reserved. She's the quiet, which I think, I don't know. Do you think there's really a comparison between Allison as a teenager and what Laurie was as a teenager?
Yeah, except for Allison, not only does she have to deal with the trauma of losing, like, damn near everyone she loves, she also has to deal with the trauma of, you know, just being a fucking Gen Zer in 2022. That's depressing enough as it is, dog.
If this really goes in order, it's going to be like your entire family dies, and then 2 years later, global pandemic.
And then guess what?
And then also all the crap that came in 20. Right? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Allison's probably thinking at year 4, like, dog, Michael, just come back. You made things a lot simpler.
Please come back.
Yeah.
Michael's gonna come back, and she's gonna be like, you know what? I don't care. So yeah, though, I think either one, Laurie or Allison, those are two good options. We did kind of briefly talk about Frank Hawkins, which I think is a good option as well. I'm gonna be kind of pissed if it's Hawkins, and this might be a hot take. Let us know what you guys kind of think in the comments as well. I think Hawkins is an okay choice given what happened in the flashback, and you kind of got that, like, we didn't get that until the beginning of Halloween Ends, where he shot his partner. But that's more, I think Hawkins is more, for me, I think they foreshadowed Laurie being the one to do it. Like in Halloween Kills, when Laurie, and it's really great. If you listen to the soundtrack, there's one of my favorite tracks on there. It's like a 9-minute track, and it's called "It Needs to Die," and that's when Laurie and Hawkins Laurie's standing at his bedside, and they're holding hands, and they're sitting there talking, and Laurie says it needs to, Laurie says it needs to die, and Hawkins does his whole "Remember the Titans, it needs to die." You know, and she does that, and Laurie says, and I have to be the one to do it. And then it cuts to the next scene, and I was like, Julia says that all the time. That's all she remembers him for.
It really is.
If I ever mention Hawkins, she's like, you will always remember. She always says that. The night you played the Titans. So yeah, I don't know. It makes sense for him to do it. Let me know what you guys watching think. Do you think Hawkins should be the one to kill him? I feel like that's kind of a cop-out, because the Halloween fan in me is going to be
literally like, cop-out.
Really? Laurie's not going to, like, really? What's the point of bringing Laurie back if Laurie's not going to be the one to finally do it? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of doesn't make sense to me. Although, for a character arc, it would make sense, because that kind of gives Hawkins the peace of mind, like, he righted his wrong, you know? And because you have to remember, not only did he accidentally shoot his partner, which the Haddonfield Police Department covered up. Let's just go ahead and say that right now. And do you remember that? The guy
what
was
do
like,
you do?
Let me get. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, that's a rough situation. I mean, a suspect is holding him by the throat, and he, you know, the guy did say shoot. The cop did say shoot him. So he was kind of already, like, I think he knew he was, you know what I mean? It's like,
well, that shit's like so under the rug now. Like, it's not even funny.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't even body cams back then. So.
But to him, that's kind of Frank's trauma. That's his, that's Frank's version of what Laurie has gone through for 40 years. I mean, Laurie has
what
had
that guy with the next trauma is.
But the difference, though, is Frank became a cop. Frank made something of himself. He's
a sheriff.
Yeah, like he's tried to do right with, you know, by, you know, enforcing the law, and, like, you know, he's done that. Laurie has just prepared for Michael. Like literally her entire adult life has just been about preparing for the night he comes home. I don't know what that means. For the you know what I mean? I think that's kind of the big difference. So for me, I do think it should be Lori. Next in line for me, if it's not going to be Lori, it should be Allison. And then if both of them die for whatever reason, then Hawkins can go ahead and in there and finish the job. So that's kind of my thoughts. Before we go on to the last one, let's, I know the chat's moving. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to leave us a like, by the way, if you have not already. Let's go. Let me go here. I love when I see the chat. When I can't keep up with the chat, that's when we're having a great show. That's when I love
He's getting
it.
too
I love to
lost
see
in
you
my
guys.
eyes.
I love to see you guys talking. What do you mean?
He's getting lost in my eyes, guys.
Oh, rar. Rar. Indy Fanner says, I don't think Strode is as connected to Myers the way they present her in the new film. She's not family this time. I agree. I think her only real connection to him is her trauma, which I know a lot of people have discussed that too. Not only is she gonna have to deal with what he's done, and Sartain bringing him to her house, and he's killed Allison, and he's killed her, not Allison. He's killed Karen, and he's killed her son-in-law, and he's killed Tommy and all of these people close to her. But now she's also got to deal with the fact that she knows it was never really about her. If she would have just lived a normal life and avoided him, if she would have just left Haddonfield and raised her family,
that do be true.
He would have never found her.
That do be true. Like Hawkins is not going to get anything from Lori anymore after just telling her that her entire fucking dream is pretty much just nightmare, is fake. You know what I mean?
It just dawned on me,
tore her entire identity away from Laurie Strode. Her entire identity was Michael Myers is after me, and Hawkins would just lay in that bed, just like.
But that's actually a perfect way of putting it. Her entire identity was that Michael is coming back for me. So it's like now she's older now. Because that's been her identity and her mindset for so long, all of this terrible crap's happened to her. And now it's like the big bombshell has dropped that if she would have just left it, if she would have just went and lived a normal life, none of this would have. I mean, he would have escaped and there would have been a massacre, but she wouldn't have been a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's almost like this is like much better writing than the Sally thing, because Sally was,
this is much better.
Sally thought she was the one that got away, and that Leatherface knew all about Sally and her friends.
I was the one that got away, and I'm here to make sure you don't. I was like,
this like is like that one. That one had zero weight as compared to Lori finding out that, bro, you ain't shit to Michael. Like you just like dirt on his boot. Like I don't know that respectfully. But like Laurie Strode has no bearings on Michael Myers in general. The only reason Michael Myers twisted his head is because he's like, I thought I could have killed you, bitch, like a couple years ago. Like I thought I had an option to do that. But but then I forgot my fucking therapist shot me. Like
Indy Phantom, did we confirm that Ends is going to be set a few years in the future? I keep hearing that rumor. Yes, it is going to be set. I mean, it's the last I heard there was a big update like months ago that happened, that it was like a big bombshell thing. Guys, I believe the guys at Phantom Empire actually broke that news. Because I'd actually reached out to Sean shortly after that. And chatted with him a little bit. Yes, I think I want to say it's 4 years. Like I think that's 4 years, right? 18 to 19, 19 to 20, 20 to 21, 20. Yeah, that's 4 years. So 18 and Kills take place 40 years after 1978, and then this is 4 years after that. So this will be Halloween Ends will be set in October of 2022. So that's 4 years. The Oct says Haddonfield's lack of firearm possessing residents may be intentional. They're an unprepared unbattle-tested town of people. That's a fun word, unbattle-tested town of people. Maybe that's why Michael chose to haunt Haddonfield. to have them learn the hard way and strengthen them. Plot twist, Michael is the hero. That's awesome. He's really trying to make, he's trying to make a moral statement. That's what he's doing.
He's hero arc.
The hero arc.
Yeah.
I like it. I really like it. Oct, you should write the sequel. I like it. Maybe they can do like the whole, how they've rewritten, I don't read the books, don't make fun of me. I know this because of my wife. They've rewritten the 50 Shades books from Christian Grey's perspective instead of Anastasia's perspective. Maybe they'll do another trilogy, but the whole thing will be from Michael's
That's got to be the most awkward book ever. Awkward.
That would be the most awkward movie. The movie would, the first 40 minutes of Halloween 2018.
It's going to be him like.
Of the next one would literally just be him standing or just like sitting alone in his cell like this.
That's honestly perfect for a Michael Myers book now.
That would literally be Myers does. 40 minutes of that, and then him just walking between houses, ending people. That would be it.
Pretty much.
And then at the end, when he's standing looking up at her in the fire, when Laurie and Allison and Karen get out of the house, he's standing there like, "Are you shitting me?" And then he goes and he gets in the thing and closes it. Yeah, that's interesting though. I mean, I'm sure that is. I don't know if that was super intense. Although a lot of the weapons were weird though. I mean, I know you kind of say that as a joke, but like seriously though, a lot of the weapons though that the mob came up with at the end, it literally looked like they just walked around their house and were like, I'm going to use this pen to fight Michael. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Like it was just like, what?
If Halloween, the original Halloween and the sequel is canon, and I moved to Haddonfield and knew of that story, I'd buy a firearm the next day.
Even if you knew he was still like locked up?
I'd buy a firearm. Because obviously there's something in the water. I'm just saying, there's something in the water that made him fucking crazy. So I'd carry a firearm. Simple as that.
You're right. One character did shoot Michael point blank right in front of him. Like he shot him 6 times. No, I don't know if it was 6 times, but he shot him at least 2 or 3 times. And that's when
that was like with a 22. Fuck
like
off.
He was taking the baseball bats and the knives and all that stuff and like the fisticuffs. Could you imagine if Michael's standing there with a knife and he puts the mask on and it's epic, and Tommy and everybody, they drop all the weapons and they're like,
oh my God, that'd be such a movie trope.
Michael drops his knife and he pushes the sleeves on the coveralls up. Finish him.
Oh my God.
It's like it comes out and health bars pop up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Dude, somebody needs to do, you know how people go back and do like there's like the
health
Iron Man and Thanos fight, but with their health bars up there.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to do like Michael's health bar and then all of the mob people on the other side. It's like
it would be fucking hilarious.
Lee Brackett, Tommy Doyle, and then everybody, Karen Strode, everybody from the mob, and it's just all their health bars as they like beat up Michael.
Iron Lady, that's all.
the lady with the iron.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Indie Phantom says at the Oct, I could easily see Michael being the only survivor. Actually, the way things are set up, I could see Michael sitting alone in his living room after he'll demo. Dude, what if Halloween Ends ended like that? Literally, what if he killed everybody in Haddonfield? Like he just annihilated Haddonfield. And it ends with Michael standing in his room alone. The entire town, he's just alone.
I'm sorry. I can't sit here and not bring up the fact that like I would at least have the National Guard after what just happened. Just saying. Like right? Michael Myers, if it was in GTA 5, he would be at 5 stars right now. Like I'm telling you right now, he attacked a police department, killed a shit ton of security guards, and killed half, like 10% of the population already. Like 5 stars.
Though, one of my biggest questions about Halloween Ends is where are we going to begin? Because there was, originally when we thought all 3 of them were supposed to take place on the same night, it made sense with the original ending where Laurie hears him breathing over the phone and she starts crying and she says, "I'm coming for you, Michael." And she grabs the knife and walks out of the hospital. And that was it. Like that makes sense because then it's like, okay, she's going straight to his house. Like she's going to get him. But my question is, first of all, when we thought he was dead before he killed the mob and then went back home to kill Karen, first of all, like we said in our review, Homeboy must have been like T-1000, like running through the parking garage to get home, because literally Karen walked from like a couple blocks over where the mob cornered him and they thought they killed him, where he killed the mob. He made it home through all of the cops and the paramedics and the fire department and everybody else who was littered on the street, and made it up the stairs to go kill her. Now, you have to think, when Halloween ends, he's upstairs in the window, but there are tons of people outside. There are tons of cops. Allison is still sitting on the porch. So it's like, is there still going to be a piece of the 2018 like timeline that we didn't get? How do you? It can't just do a time jump and just.
I would say Lori gets to the hospital. Lori gets to Michael's house, and Michael's already arrested.
You want him arrested again after all of that?
What the fuck else?
But are we going to do the whole thing where he escapes again?
I don't know, dude.
Like, what if she gets to the house and she's like, "Where's your mother?" And Allison's like, "I don't know." And Lori runs upstairs with the cops and they find Karen dead, but Michael's gone.
Okay, maybe.
I just find it hard to believe that and I know, suspend disbelief, I get it. But like, I find it hard to believe that he killed like 30 people in the mob, raced back to his house, up the stairs, killed Karen, and then somehow made it past all of the cops and just disappeared. Like, that's weird to me, you know?
Lori has to find Tommy.
Unless there's another body. Yeah, that would be a cool scene. That would be, dude, what
Lori
if it opened with
Lori
that?
has to drive up there. Yeah, it has to open up to like Lori racing to get to Michael's house and is just seeing the carnage that Michael left around.
Dude, Lori leaves the hospital and she's like walking down, or she's driving and she sees, like, she pulls and you're seeing like her perspective, and she stops, she gets out of the car and she runs, and it's just Tommy and Brackett and the lady with the iron. Important characters here, and everybody else's bodies just laid out, and she just starts running, and that's when she figures out Karen is dead. Like, that would be, and then you get the boom, Halloween ends. That'd be crazy. That would be wild.
I take
sauce, man. That'd be cool.
Because you have to talk about that. You have to talk about the mob getting absolutely mopped around.
Well,
I'm just saying. You have to talk about that.
There has to be a little bit of a bridge between Kills and Ends, because the end of Kills was so. I mean, like, I thought the ending of 2018 was abrupt, but the end of Kills is like, it just stops. Like, it builds to a climax and then it doesn't like die back down. It's like climax, and boom, and then it's over. And it's like, it kind of leaves you almost like, what did I just watch? Like, holy crap, I literally just watched people die for an hour and a half. Like, that's basically what that was, you know?
Because there wasn't many kills in the middle of the movie, pretty much.
Huh?
Like, the kills were like kind of, the kills were pretty like segmented out pretty well, but then like at the end, it was just like, fuck everybody.
I do think that I do think the mob thing could have been done a little bit better. I think that I was okay with Halloween Ends.
I wanted like a predator scene, like a hunt, like groups of people out there hunting for Michael. And
exactly, like
one by one.
Even if like you could have kept the Tivoli thing, but then if you would have had like the Braveheart moment with Lori, where like they're like, okay, the mob is on the same page, and they go out in little like factions. You know what I mean?
Noticed how the mob doesn't. You notice how Lori doesn't like the mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Lori was not a fan of the mob.
Well, Lori and Karen realized that like the mob is going to be an issue. Like, the mob is not going to, and they didn't even know, half those people didn't even know why they were scrolling evil dies to, like, they didn't even know why they were doing it. I mean, it was just like, I don't know. It's like the whole play on society. Like, one person, like, you gotta hop in, you gotta jump in and do it, you know? So I don't know. Jay Dad, what's going on, buddy? Yo, my guy, sorry I'm late. You should be sorry. No, I'm kidding. You shouldn't be sorry, man. No worries. Glad you're here. Indie Phantom. So if it's 4 years later, that's really a different thing. Does Michael go into hiding? He's already pretty old. Well, the working title right now is Cave Dwellers. So I mean, that could refer to Michael. I don't think it literally he's been hiding out in a cave. That sounds dumb to me. But I mean, somebody actually said the other day on Twitter, what if cave dwellers refers to like people because of what happened, and now it's 4 years later. Maybe Michael did just disappear and nobody knows where he is, and maybe now Halloween is like a ghost town. Like, not literally nobody lives there, but like the masses have moved out of Haddonfield, and now it's just like the small town. Yeah. Well, I actually read the first part. Jada says, first thing, cave dwellers is a reference to Haddonfield residents staying locked up in their homes during quarantine. Also, Michael hasn't been found yet. The film begins just as quarantine is over. I could see that. I mean, quarantine makes sense as well, because I don't think COVID's going to be like a massive part of the plot, but I do think that I do think though it'll be mentioned, so it could be a little bit of a reference to that. But I mean, cave dwellers, maybe Haddonfield has become that small. I mean, we're in Kentucky, we know obviously what that looks like. I mean, not to name any places, but like anywhere though, anywhere, if you're in the Midwest or I mean, I'm sure every state has their own, I mean, I'm from Florida and I know Florida had it too. Like, just they're small, the small towns, the small town places that there's not a lot of people there, and everybody knows what I'm what.
I was about to say, you're really trying hard to find something right here, bro. So I agree with what J-Dad said in regards to like cave dwellers and people being like locked in their houses during the pandemic. So would you agree that like this movie would take place like after the events of the pandemic, and this is just people coming out and like trying to get back to society, except for Haddonfield itself is still scared because Michael is still out there? Yeah, I could see that too.
And that makes sense. And somebody like there's one
by the way, where the fuck is Lori living?
I don't know. That's a good question. Does she still live in Haddonfield? Sure, I'd be shocked if she still lived in Haddonfield. She might still live in Illinois. I mean, she might still live in Illinois, but like, I don't see how she would,
Bro, can you imagine Lori just taking Karen's house? And then Allison's over here crying, and Lori's like, I'm home, or just some bullshit like that. Like, where else can you go? It's not like she has any form of income. She's just been a babysitter. What the fuck she's been doing for the past,
I don't know what
some decades.
And hopefully we get a little bit of hopefully we get a little bit of backstory into like who is Karen's dad? Is Karen's dad Ben Tramer? Like, who is her dad? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, Ben Tramer didn't go through the gates of hell like he did in Halloween 2 when Loomis distracts him and he's drunk walking around the street. But yeah, I don't know. There was a behind the scenes picture, and I saw your question, Indie Phantom. He says, what sources are you guys most likely getting to get, or most getting to get updates? Fandom Empire, other things. Fandom Empire is a good one. They do great work. Dave McRae does great work. I'm super glad. Halloween Kills was different because so much leaked. There was information everywhere, and I mean, you have to know, like I'm not going to drop names, but there are certain, we don't have sources, like we don't have inside people. I mean, we're not.
If you guys want to hit us up with something, we'd be happy to take them, though.
We're not cool enough for that. But there are certain outlets, and I'm not talking about YouTube channels. I'm talking like, there are certain outlets that are more legit than others, and you just kind of have to know where to pick at it. And but Halloween Kills again was different because information was everywhere about that movie. It was kind of like it was like the Spider-Man No Way Home of horror movies. Like, everything had leaked about this movie. I really love that Halloween Ends has not been, now granted, they just wrapped filming a couple weeks ago, but like, not a ton has leaked out about Halloween Ends. And if it has, the people who have the information aren't really being super forthcoming. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having streams like this where we can just kind of shoot the shit and just like guess and kind of predict things. You know what I mean? Without having like we have an inside scoop on who dies and how. And, I'm okay with just speculating for a little bit.
I get that. That's why I was kind of nervous with the whole, with that April Fool's joke. Cause I was like, oh God, here we go. So we're going to have to talk about like we're gonna have to talk and pray someone doesn't just automatically spoil it for us.
Yeah,
because I could totally see that.
I also don't want to have to make that decision because I actually not have it like a physical copy, but I found a digital copy of the Halloween Kills script when it leaked like 6 months before or however long. And I was like, do I read it? Do I read it? Do I read it? I was like, swipe. Nope. I was like, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it to myself. Not going to do it. I'm just going to let it happen. I'm going to watch it like a movie. I'm going to be excited. That's what's going to happen.
Respect.
So J-Dead, okay, I got a whole ass theory for Halloween Kills. I'm gonna post it here. Give me a minute. It's gonna take a few. Oh, that's the first thing, second thing. I see what you're doing. So you said first thing, cave dwellers is a reference to the pandemic and everybody being in their homes during quarantine. Second, the radio tower will be broadcasting a local radio show that's all about Michael. Like people are we gonna do Dangertainment again? Come on. If it's gonna be Busta Rhymes sitting at the
No, it's not.
like people calling in with
same.
sightings and reports from the police. It'll be background throughout the movie. I don't know how I feel about that. That sounds super Halloween Resurrection to me. That sounds super Dangertainment. Or like the guy in Halloween 6, the radio show when creepy baby Paul Rudd, Tommy Doyle, is watching Kara undress from the window. He's just like, as she's in her bra and underwear.
Well, and what do you do then with that? Because you can't necessarily make it to a point where it's like, this is a topic that we don't talk about in Haddonfield. It's like, no, dog, a lot of people died. Like, yeah, this is something that's going to stick around for a long time.
I agree. I mean, I don't know. Hold on a second here. Let me. Let's see. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it sounds super Dangertainment to me. Like, I mean, I'd be okay with them talking about it. Like maybe there's a segment on a radio show about what happened and about Michael Myers and kind of the two, because you got to remember the only two times he's ever killed anybody is 1978 and 2018. That's it. That's the only two like killing sprees he's ever had because none of the other movies exist. So like, I mean, I'd be okay if that's like a segment. Maybe that sends Laurie into a spiral, like a mental spiral. You know what I mean? Because she's trying to move on. She's I know, but like she's trying to move on. She's trying to build a life now, and she's trying to look normal. Because even in the pictures we saw of her, she looked okay. She didn't look all Sarah Connor-ish. Like at the beginning of 2018, she was cleaning her guns and eating canned soup and you know what I mean, whatever else. Like she was super Sarah Connor, and in the pictures from Halloween Ends she looked super at least from the beginning of her filming, she looked like a grandmother, like a typical grandmother. Like you wouldn't expect her to be this like, super badass character that has shotguns and grenades, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So I don't know. J-Dead, third, we will find out that Michael has been killing all along for the last 4 years as Haddonfield gets back to normal and missing persons' bodies start being found. Yes, I'm really glad that you just said that because I meant to say this earlier. There was what were we when we were talking about? Oh, the bridge between what happened in Kills and how ends, like how Kills ends and ends begins. Wow, that was a mouthful. Because there was a poster. We kind of made a joke about this, you and I, about the billboard. The billboard, because one side had the whole Rob Zombie Rabbit and Red Lounge thing, you know what I mean, with the half-naked lady truck stop that's also like a nudie bar. And then on the other side, though, there was a picture from the other side from when they were wrapping production, and it was a missing persons poster. And somebody said, what if Michael really disappeared after the end of Halloween Kills and he really has been killing all this time? Like not just on Halloween, like he's been killing all this time throughout the last 4 years. Just random people. He's just moving about. He doesn't know how to stop. He's just moving like a force, killing people, and they're finding their bodies. They don't know how it's happening. Maybe that's how you even do the whole Allison is maybe like a Loomis character, and she's trying to track him down, and Laurie's like, it's not worth it. Don't turn into me. Stop. Like, I tried that. I like maybe that's a cool idea. Maybe Allison's wanting to track him down. Maybe Allison becomes the super crazy podcaster, investigative journalist.
Bro, Ted Bundy, eat your heart out, man. Sound. Michael Myers over here surpassing records, dog.
Yeah, I saw J-Dead say, but he killed like 70 people though. He's straight up, he really did.
He really did. Like, no one can outmatch the body count right now that Michael Myers has so far.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, Michael just like slaughtered so many people already.
That's an interesting one. Indie Phantom, hopefully we do get a trailer soon if it's already wrapped. I don't think we're going to get a trailer soon. I think if soon you mean July, I think then that makes sense. But I don't think we're going to. I think my guess would be that it's because you still have to. I mean, just because it's wrapped, I mean, I'm sure some things have started post-production, but like they still have all of the editing and all of, I mean, they still have to put the whole assembly edit together of like piecing together the film, and you know, they still have to do the color grading and the sound, and I mean, I'm sure like there's a lot left to do before we get a trailer. So I would guess that we would get a trailer sometime in June, late June, early July.
That's I'm gonna say this right now though.
Yes,
it's gonna be really hard to top the soundtrack from Halloween Kills.
I don't know. I actually like the soundtrack from 18 a little bit better.
Fuck you.
I mean, Kills was really good. I liked them both. I think John Carpenter's knocked both of them out of the park. They're both like 10 out of 10s, but I don't know. 18 had a little bit more of that OG sound to it. Kills was a little bit more, I don't know. Kills was just different. I don't know. That's interesting about what they're going to do for ends with the soundtrack. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm sure. Like, do you do something new and different? Do you do something more epic and cinematic, or do you go back and do kind of the synth piano stuff like John Carpenter did with the original? That's a good question. I don't know what he's going to do. We'll see what old John's got up his sleeve. I don't know. Indie Phantom also says it would be hysterical if Michael died of COVID. He's pretty old, but he does have a mask.
That's true.
Dwayne Knight, he says, how would I start them? How I would start the movie
is that as they watch the news and the police and Laurie and Brackett drive to the house and see they all run upstairs, a title screen appears and they start, say, 4 years later. Great show.
Oh, thanks. If you're saying great show to us, thanks, man. We really appreciate that. How I would start the movie, that was a lot. How I would start the movie is they watch the news and police and Laurie and Brackett drive to the house and they all run up. Oh, are you saying
beginning?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting too. You kind of get this meetup between the cops pull up and Laurie, they're like, wait, but Brackett died though. Brackett died. So unless he's coming up as a zombie, Brackett, he got sliced, man. He was the first person in the mob to die.
I think he's talking about Hawkins, but at the same time, Hawkins is bedridden too. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Hawkins? He's bedridden right now.
Well, right now, do you think? Yeah. Do we think he's gonna walk again, or is he gonna be like paralyzed?
Bro, I don't know. He's gotta be like paralyzed. He got ran over by a fucking caddy.
I mean, I'm shocked that he's actually alive.
Yeah, like, he got ran over by a caddy, dog. You can't really walk away from that.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's a Cadillac. It was a cop. That cop car was a Cadillac,
bro. I don't fucking know. It looked like an old ass.
It was still an SUV, but I mean, I don't know if it was a Cadillac. Cops are freaking dripping. If
dripping.
J-Dead, fourth and final. Laurie will sacrifice herself to kill Michael in the end. Somehow they will die together, but it will be Laurie's choice, not his. That's what I'm saying. I think in the end, it has to be like the reason it's never worked, the reason nobody's been able to kill him is because he and Laurie have to die together. Like that is the purpose. Her purpose. Like her purpose is to take him out. So I'm not saying you can't have like, again, like a Dave McRae type thing where you can't have like one little seed to just put doubt in everybody's brains of like, is he dead though? And then you don't do anything with it because that's cool. That's scary. That leaves you kind of being like, crap, is he dead? Like, is he gone? Or is it, whoop, 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 What a oh. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, that I don't know. That's interesting too. I really like that. I think Laurie should die. So last question. So we've talked, should Michael die? We've talked what character. Oh, we forgot to mention a legacy character though. Lindsay. Would you be mad if Lindsay? Would you be mad if it was Lindsay?
No goddamn sense.
If Lindsay Wallace took down Michael Myers.
0 cents. Say that right now. It makes
Listen,
0 cents.
I don't want her to kill him, but I gotta say, I really liked Lindsay in Halloween Kills. I genuinely did. I love Anthony Michael Hall, but I'm talking the character, not even necessarily the performance, because the performances were fine. But the characters, Lindsay's character felt very real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was nothing about it that I was like, that's kind of silly.
There's legitimate fear in her right there.
Well, there was fear, but there was also like she's kind of just struck me as a strong mom like character. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I really liked her. I don't think she should be the one to take down Michael, but I mean, you know, I think I'm excited that she's going to be back in. I'm excited that she will be back in Halloween Ends. Like I really liked her character. I mean, honestly, based on their not performance, but based on how much I like their character in Kills, I'm glad that she's coming back and not Tommy, to be honest. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah.
Lindsay should point a gun at Michael and say, "This is for Dr. Tommy," and then die the same exact way that Marion did. Listen, everybody hated that line. That was like everybody's least favorite. I liked that line. I thought that was a cool way, and it worked for Marion to be the one to say that, because she obviously, I mean, more than, as far as we know, Marion had more of a relationship with Loomis than any other legacy character ever did. You know what I mean? Especially, I mean, Lindsay and Tommy probably remember him, but they were kids, you know, and they just remember this crazy man who probably smelled like eggs and whiskey, pointing a gun, running down the street, who's shooting at people.
Eggs and whiskey. Okay,
dude, I always like the idea of what
eggs and whiskey. Sure.
No, but what if after the events of Halloween 1978, what if Loomis became Laurie's psychiatrist? I like that. I'm kind of okay with that. I think that'd be kind of cool. J-Det says, or it could be a huge twist and we find out that the mask is made with asbestos and Michael dies from mesothelioma. Michael's going to be like clicking through channels on TV. He'll just be watching TV, and one of those super like,
if you ever
you
love
may
one
get financial
been,
compensation,
yeah.
blah, 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 you know, and he'll be sitting there watching, and he'll be like, and just shakes his head, and he's like, yep. Eggs and whiskey, the new fragrance from Axe body spray. You need to do, listen, you need to do
no, the smell of eggs and whiskey and the name of the cologne is fucking Pleasant. That's the name of the cologne. Pleasant. Yeah.
Listen, I need Mike and Jay at We Watched a Movie to do a skit where they're doing the Axe body spray commercial for the eggs and whiskey cologne, like how they did the Pepsi thing, and like I need that to happen. That'd be funny.
Get on that, Mike and Jay.
Get on that, Mike and Jay. You need to do that. So the final question, guys, final question of the show. If you are going to kill him, if Michael is going to die, how do you do it? We've seen him decapitated in H2O. We've seen him blown up, as Michael likes to remind, or as Miguel likes to remind us in Halloween 2. They blew each other up. We have seen him burned in Halloween Resurrection and Halloween 2018. Also electrocuted. We've seen him stabbed, shot. Literally, they've thrown dynamite in a sewer or in a whatever he fell into in Halloween 4. Like,
yeah,
we've seen the runes stop in the producer's cut of Halloween 6. Like, how do you do it? Like, what do you do? What's the thing that's like, nope, that'll kill him. Nothing else has, but that will. You know? Because again,
I told you, like, Allison has to, like, bump into a wall, and all of a sudden, there's a rocket launcher with, like, 3 rockets.
It's like the Resident Evil game, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
you have to fight the final boss, and then like to finally take him out. There's I actually did this. It's funny you mentioned that because I was at my parents' house the other day, and my dad was playing Resident Evil 4. He was playing the Ada version because if you're a Resident Evil fan, you know that there's a point to this, that if you play through Resident Evil 4, there's like you play through it as Leon, but you can switch at the end and you can play the story back, but as Ada, and like kind of because Ada like kind of weaves throughout Resident Evil 4, kind of in and out, and you can play her side of the story. And at the end of it, when Leon is fighting Salazar and he's kind of the big spider, the 4-legged thing with the eye, at the end of it, you're fighting her and Ada goes, Leon, and she throws him a rocket launcher at the end. So maybe that's going to be the thing. Maybe Laurie and Allison are fighting. Laurie, Allison, and Hawkins are fighting Michael, and Lindsay runs over and goes, Laurie, and throws her a rocket launcher, and Laurie goes and just shoots it. And it's like the ending of a Resident Evil game.
There you go.
Blumhouse, send me my check. So I don't know. A lot of people have kind of made the wood chipper joke.
How else do you fucking do
Are you gonna be mad if it's something like Laurie just stabs him, like they just stab each other and that's it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't know if I want to see him burn again, because it's like
that doesn't work either.
How many more times are we gonna burn him? Like,
yeah.
Like, really? Like, we're going to do that again? J-Dead, take him to an auto junkyard, throw him in a car compactor, watch it get flattened into a gooey, sticky pancake.
Ew.
Yeah, sure. But you know, if that happened, they do something dumb, though, where, like, it zooms in on his hand at the end, and it's like, and then it cuts to black. It'd be something ridiculous like that. So, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I don't really have an answer. I don't mind how they do it. I just think that it's got to be with Laurie. I think that's the key. That's the missing ingredient to the cupcakes, is that Laurie has to be there with him when he dies. I don't know. Maybe she sticks him with some C4. She gives him the old whoop with some C4.
Damn. Do like a Die Hard thing.
Dude, speaking of Die Hard,
Bruce
Willis, man, that's
bro. Honestly, dog, that's heartbreaking. I thought that was an April Fool's joke for a hot minute, but I guess not.
Who would do that? That's a terrible April Fool's joke. That's
awful. People fake deaths.
That's fair.
You know how many times Gabriel Iglesias has died? A lot.
Did my lights just flicker? Did my lights just flicker in the background?
No, but I know mine is.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like mine did. I don't know.
Nonetheless, yeah, that sucks. But and I could see a Die Hard moment where like Michael just falls into like a pit of flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really mind it as long as it does justice to the story, and as long as it's nothing that we've seen repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again. I think I'm okay with it. And the Oct, buddy, Mike, you take us into kind of the big ending question of the show. The last option is that Michael lives. He prevails. Evil lives. Evil wins. And maybe you do get Michael kills everybody and it's just him. Or maybe you get Michael just walks off into the ether. He just leaves. After this final battle, Laurie dies and he just leaves, and that's it. I don't like that. I think it's too open-ended. I think it doesn't make sense story-wise. By the way, that's such a dope picture.
It really is dope.
That's a dope shot, man. Homeboy has been shot, stabbed, and he's missing 2 fingers. And he still just looks all kinds of badass in that shot. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Michael could just walk out into the ether and walk out into the woods, or just walk? He just goes walk it. Maybe it's the credits, like you do like the Bruce Banner thing from the original Hulk, where you get the sad music and he just goes walking and trying to hitchhike down the street. He just goes, and the credits, it's just slowly fading to black and him just walking further and further and further as the Halloween music plays. I don't know. Maybe you get something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I mean,
man.
that one
I
almost sounds
do
more poetic
not
than anything else.
know. J-Dead, there's a shadow behind you, Brad. What the? Where? The Oct, but they'd have to make it different than H2O. Because you said you like decapitation better than burning. Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe you do the unwritten script where Laurie cuts his head off with, or she just cuts him up with wiper blades, or not wiper. No, what's it called? Not wiper blades. The helicopter dies. The helicopter blades. That's what I'm trying to say. There was an H2O script where a helicopter crashes and Laurie manages to figure out how to work a helicopter and turns the helicopter and like cuts him up into pieces with the helicopter blades. That was one way they wanted to end H2O.
That sounds very 90s to me, dog.
There was also supposed to be a scene in that unwritten script where the police show up to Hillcrest and there's like a tunnel and it's black. But you get kind of the same thing like what they did in the Batman where he's in the black tunnel and you just see him like fighting through the bullets, like the light from the bullets being shot.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be that kind of thing, but like from the perspective of the police, like you're just seeing bullets in the dark tunnel and you're just seeing Michael like dodge and move throughout the bullets, like taking out police officers. That would have been dope too. That'd be a cool scene, man. There are some, even in the unmade Rob Zombie script, there is some cool stuff that they could have done with this franchise. Last few comments before we get out of here. J-Did says, nah, him and Laurie both died. I agree. I think they should die. I really do. I completely agree. And our buddy Mike says, I'd be totally okay with Michael living at the end. Keep the same ending version of the original. That's another way to do it. Is if you're gonna have him walk away, I think maybe you do have him fall from something else, not the radio tower. That's too high. He would look like Tivoli if he fell from that radio tower. I don't care if he lands on grass.
I mean, that's true.
But maybe it's Allison this time. Maybe Laurie dies, and maybe Laurie pulls a Harry Potter Voldemort, and he tackles him off of, like when he tackles him off the tower. Maybe Laurie tackles him off, and Laurie's dead, but she looks down there, and Michael's gone. And it's the same kind of thing when Loomis looks off the balcony and expects to see him in the grass, and he's just gone. Maybe it's that kind of thing. So I don't know. Lots of good discussion. Guys, please let us know, who do you think should kill Michael Myers in Halloween Ends? Or do you think anybody should kill Michael Myers in Halloween Ends? Please let us know if you're watching after the fact. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Talk the Movies. We want to hear your thoughts. Tweet at us. Leave us a comment. Be sure to leave this episode a like as well. You can check out, let me go back to where I put it in the chat. You can check out the full season 2 trailer for Purely and Simply Evil, which is debuting in a couple of weeks with our 11th episode of that show. You can watch the trailer. It's out on our channel. There's a whole playlist of all of the other Purely and Simply Evil episodes where we work through almost all of the Halloween films. We are going to go through the producer's cut of H6. I saw somebody had asked us a little bit ago, I'm not sure who it was, if we had done a commentary for Halloween Kills. We have not yet. We are going to do a Halloween Kills commentary closer to Halloween. We have a whole lot of Halloween stuff that we want to do closer to October, closer to the release of Halloween Ends. So we're super stoked about all of that. Real quick, the Oct, I'd be totally okay with Michael living at the end, keeps the same ending of the original. Oh, I already read that. J-Dad, take care. Take care, buddy. Oct, take care. I'm starting to have to clear my throat. Thank you guys so much for watching. New episodes of our shows premiere every single Monday. Not Monday. I keep screwing up the dates, apparently, because I suck. New shows every Tuesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern. I apparently need to go because I can't speak anymore. Guys, please take care. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you soon. See ya.
See ya.